Hey guys, I'm Jax.
And I'm Victoria.
And you're listening to
Like Totally Random, a new podcast about music, movies, Netflix, and everything in between.
So I'm open to, talking about my own sexuality as a whole. And we did just finish Pride Month. And, I think something topical that has come up from Lady Gaga and a few other sort of celebrities is talking about Bi-Erasure and kind of not allowing people to be bisexual and it kind of being a path to another destination. Right. You must be gay, or you must be lesbian, or you must be something else besides bi. It's like a middle. Right. I mean, I guess technically it is a middle, but like I feel like it's always been discussed about not being an actual thing.
Right. If you're a woman who likes women, then you're a lesbian. If you're a guy who likes guys as well as women, you're gay. What was that Sex in the City thing? I can't remember who said it, but they were like, oh, whoever's bisexual, they always end up with a man, regardless of if they're like a woman or a man. You know?
What was that? And then one of my favorite sayings. I love this thing because I don't know. It reminds me. Maybe it might have been actually Sex in the City. Buy now, gay later. That honestly, I feel like does encompass kind of the bi-erasure.
I think so.
Ideal or idea that we ain't out here.
Like if you're bi, you're just confused.
Right.
You're not just bi, which is totally valid.
Yeah. It feels different now than it used to, like, growing up. Right. I grew up in a very open household. I really never had too many problems. Like, one of my first memories is actually going to a gay pride parade when I was, 3 years old. And I remember these men walking around without any pants on, and they had, little aprons, and they were holding their signs. And that's literally one of the first memories I've ever had. And my parents actually took me to that parade. So, we've always been really open about sexuality and stuff. But I remember when I told them that I was bi in high school, they both were like, no.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. They were like, people aren't bi. So even people, their best friends are drag queens, their best friends are gay, even people within that community still, or at least back then, 15, 16 years ago, did not think it was an actual side of being in the LGBTQIA community. So
back then, it's like, oh, it's just a phase.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the opposite experience. I mean, I'm not bi myself. I'm just, always kind of
supporting.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an ally, absolutely. But I mean, I come from immigrant parents. My dad's Lebanese, my mom's Argentinian, and only recently has my mom been. In the past few years, she's been more open to things like that and less weirded out, I guess I could say. But my dad, absolutely no. Absolutely not. I could never tell him that I have gay friends or anything like that. It would all just be, he would literally pretend to not hear me if I said something.
What about now?
Oh no, still no.
Still no.
Yeah.
So in my family, we have quite a few LGBT people, and my grandmother, so we're Mexican, both sides of my family are Mexican. My family on my dad's side, my grandmother is a staunch Catholic, obviously. Right. And so that took a really long time to kind of get her to be less discriminative because she didn't realize that she was being discriminative to us.
Right.
And so when I came out, in high school, I remember it being such a huge deal, which paved the way for my cousin, who's very gay. Wow. He's been gay since he could talk. We could see it in him. We could hear it in his, different sort of mannerisms and stuff. And, I kind of think that, unfortunately, the older generation is just never going to be there. But I think there has to be some really big steps you take within your own family to at least find some sort of acceptance, I guess, or at least peace with it, or peace within yourself about being true. Right. You can't change people, but you can change the way that you react to how they react to you, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I definitely think the circumstance would be different if I were a part of the community, if you will, obviously. But yeah, he's just so old school, he wouldn't understand regardless,
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's 2019. I'm literally watching shows with my mom, and there's a predominantly gay, almost lead character You know, like I was watching.
Like what?
Have you seen Schitt's Creek?
No, it's on my list, but I haven't seen it yet.
You need to watch Schitt's Creek.
I don't know. Like, I love Levy. What's his name?
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's hilarious. And I love her. I don't remember her name. But I don't know. I'm wondering if the comedy might be like too...
It's okay. If this changes your mind, my friend said that David is my spirit animal. So...
Okay. Is that the son?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like the main character, him and his sister.
Okay.
But yeah, in that show, he's technically Pan.
Okay.
He dates girls and he dates men, et cetera, et cetera. And it wasn't weird watching that with my mom at all. She was super just like...
She was okay with it?
She was just like, this is what it is.
Did she not ask what Pan was?
No.
Did they explain what it was?
I think they did in a really subtle way, which like props to them because the way that they handled that whole thing was super...
How do you even...
They didn't make it a big deal, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh yeah, he's Pan, whatever. Not a big deal.
Right.
Which I think was like really interesting instead of making it like a teachable moment or whatever.
Yeah.
It just is the way things are.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which I think was really cool.
You don't have to like go too deep into the dramatics behind it. It's just, here's the fact, here it is, let's move on with the comedy.
Exactly. So this is what's happening, this is the situation.
I like it.
That's it. Yeah.
Speaking of Pan, there's quite a few other Pan people out there if we're kind of on this topic, and people who have kind of come out in Pride, in regards to Pride Month in 2018. Ariana Grande, did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so there actually hasn't been that much conversations or at least like representation from her perspective about it, but in Thank You Next, she mentions that she's now with somebody named Aubrey. And somebody asked her on her Twitter, I think it was, are you talking about a man or a woman? And she says a woman, but didn't want to go into the details surrounding it, which I think is really nice because regardless, she really hasn't talked about too much any of her past relationships anyways. So I think she's kind of exploring that particular situation. And then Ben Platt, do you remember that guy?
I don't know who that is.
Pitch Perfect.
Oh, that's right.
The guy who is trying to get into the arms of... Who's that woman?
I don't
that
remember.
girl.
Basically the amateur magician.
Yes. Amateur magician. Yes.
So cringe.
Not very surprised by that.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
I think he won a Tony, actually, recently.
Did he? For what?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was exactly. Yeah, so that's just kind of a few. Also, what's his face from Panic at the Disco?
What?
Yeah.
Brandon Urie?
Well, Pan. He came out as Pan.
That's right. I knew that.
I get that vibe from him. Like, so cool, whatever, up for it, sort
100%.
of like... Do you remember old school Panic at the Disco?
Of course.
Oh my god.
Are you kidding? That was like my entire high school career was Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
I miss them. I miss old Panic at the Disco.
Yeah. Same.
And old Fall Out Boy, obviously.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm glad that they reinvented themselves and they're doing their new thing and like a new generation likes them.
Yeah.
But obviously original
Yeah.
is going to have a place in my heart.
Yeah, they hold all those old songs and those old albums hold those memories of like good times, no cares in the world. Let's go get drunk and dance.
Speaking of throwbacks, did you see that they're rebooting all these old shows like Charmed?
Yes. Have you seen that one?
I haven't. It's on my list on Netflix. I'm really on the fence about it.
I was as well. I loved Charmed, so I'm a little bit older than you.
Just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But Charmed was on my weekly roster back in the day when it like came out originally.
You watched it like live?
I loved it. I watched it every
my
single
God.
week. So I was kind of worried that this was not going to take it to a place that I thought it should go.
Right.
And it definitely is a little bit cheesier than the original, although the original is quite cheesy.
The original was 90s cheesy, like early 2000s cheesy.
Yeah, this actually is kind of 90s reminiscent.
Oh, okay.
With the benefit of having better like CGI. And I love the fact that they've gotten a very diverse cast.
Right.
So all of the lead women are Black, Puerto Rican, and I think she's Mexican. One of the girls is Mexican as well. So it's kind of nice to get a total reboot on something that was cool back in the day. I loved. It was all right. She's okay. But it's actually really good. And there are definitely some interesting and super cheesy episodes.
Yes.
But I think it's worth a watch.
So is it like a full reboot? Like, is it the same plot, so to say? Or is it like...
It kind of is.
Okay.
There is topics that are the same.
Okay.
But they haven't taken similar directions.
Oh, okay.
So, like, the girls' powers are the same.
Oh, okay.
There are same characters in it.
Okay.
But you don't see, from the first season of Charmed, you don't really see anything that similar about this reboot.
Okay.
Which is good, because I think I hate it when reboots do the exact same thing, and you're just like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, I'm just rewatching this with younger people.
Exactly. I'm just watching with a different cast, or like possibly who's hot right now.
Right.
Like, and these girls are relatively like new to the game. There's like one or two like kind of veteran actors in there, but it's good. It's good. I mean, it's cheesy. You know what you're getting into.
I like that.
Yeah, but like I like the fact that Hulu even took something like this and made it their own. It's good.
Right. Okay.
And then, like, speaking of that, I've been watching Roswell.
I haven't seen it. It's been on my list for like ever.
Did you watch the original?
No.
Oh no.
So that's why it's not like,
I get it. You don't actually even have to.
Okay.
And I think very much like Charmed, it takes its own path. So my two favorite people in this cast are Michael and Tyler. They play Alex and Michael. And respectively. I adore them. So they actually play a couple. They play two people who are basically trying to get together, trying to deny their feelings. They're both openly, Tyler's character, Alex, he is openly gay, and he went into the military.
Oh.
And then Michael's character, he's somewhat openly bisexual in the show. And they try and get together, and man, like, seriously, the chemistry between both of them is amazing.
Damn.
Yeah, like, really, really amazing. And I'm so convinced that if Michael is bisexual or not, I don't know. I thought that he was. If he's not, 100% convinced. Like,
wow.
Great actor. Like, he actually got my heart racing when he was, like, kissing Tyler. I was like,
damn.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Like,
I'm
so
gonna
good.
go home and watch this right now.
You have to. Like, I legitimately have rarely found shows that people are saying that they're bisexual. As men, number one.
Right.
That's rare. It's always women who are bisexual.
Yeah.
Of course. Which is fine, obviously.
I mean, yeah.
But it's so rare to get the visibility of a man being bisexual and to be 1,000% convinced that this person is doing that great of a job.
Wow.
On it. Yeah.
I'm shook. I mean, even like, let's say Schitt's Creek, right? I don't know. There's something kind of cringy about watching like a kissing scene or like a sex scene with like a actor who's clearly not like bi or into it or anything. So that's really interesting.
Yeah. And that's exactly where I'm coming from. Usually I'm like, this doesn't look, he don't look that into it.
Yeah.
You know, like, this man is gorgeous. Like, why aren't you that into it? Like, not the case here at all.
Okay.
When you watch that episode, give me a text.
Oh, you will hear. I'll be like, Jax, what the fuck?
I have watched that particular episode at least 3 times.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know, like, not like sexually or anything. But just the good acting behind it, and like the appreciation I have for actors, whether they're gay or bi or not, or whatever the situation is, like that episode made me really convinced and happy. So, so yeah, that's another reboot. And then, did you say something about The Craft, or was that fake? No.
I think people were hoping that nobody remakes The Craft because it's a classic and you just can't do it justice. The 90s is a character in that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't recreate that in 2019 and have it be even as close. But what they are rebooting, or did reboot last year, I haven't seen it yet, is Heathers. And I haven't seen it because I'm really torn.
I know.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I know. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but it could either be amazingly terrible or just terrible.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't heard anything about it, so I can't.
Either.
You know, no news is good news, I guess.
True. But wouldn't it, like, I feel like we're definitely, and, you know, the reason why we're even talking about this topic, we're definitely in this circle of reboots right now.
Absolutely.
Something else I wanted to talk about was Charlie's Angels. We'll get to that
Yes.
in 1 second.
Oh
we'll get to that in 1
yes.
second. But I feel like if Heather's the reboot, or, you know, if they decided to redo it, was good, I feel like we'd hear about it.
I agree. I think it would be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, because Heather's itself had such a cult following, and it was such a strange style for the time.
For sure.
It was so, like, sardonic and, like, Christian Slater, I mean, hello.
Come on.
90s Christian Slater is life.
Come on.
Shit, 2019 Christian Slater is life.
Still life. That man looks exactly the same.
Absolutely. Have you seen Mr. Robot?
No.
Okay, you should watch it.
I would watch it for Remy. I love me some
I
Remy.
love him too. But yeah, no, Christian Slater is life.
What is that show about, actually?
Okay. So I watched the first season. I need to go back and like finish it. Basically, how can I explain it without spoilers?
Yeah.
So he's like a hacker, right? And he's part of this organization that's anti-corporation.
Okay.
I think it's one specific corporation, but they're kind of like, what is that hacker group out right now?
Anonymous.
Anonymous. They're kind of like Anonymous.
Okay.
And so they're like doing all these behind the scenes things, and like he's a little weird and a little erratic, and
he's a part of like
okay. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't really tell you much because there's like a huge plot twist in the beginning, and you just have to watch it. But it's really good.
Okay.
And it's very topical and very like political without being in your face about it.
Okay, that's good.
Also definitely making a point about it.
I like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's on my list. Circle back around to Charlie's Angels.
Fuck yes.
Love of my life, Kristen Stewart.
K-Stu, she has my heart.
Same. I mean, I love a girl in short blonde hair, that's for sure. Okay, where could we possibly go wrong with K-Stu and what's her face?
What's her face?
Banks. Elizabeth Banks.
Oh.
Elizabeth freaking Banks.
I love her. I'm glad she signed up for that.
Love her. And another kind of gender swap in a movie.
Yeah.
You know, Bosley has always traditionally been a male.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to kind of get that female perspective.
Especially if it's her.
Yeah, I know. Funny.
Ugh, she's the best.
She is. I love her. And we can't forget the old reboot of Charlie's Angels.
The first reboot, if you will.
If you will. And I guess that is really topical because Lucy Liu just got her star on the Walk of Fame like a couple of days ago.
Another bi actress.
Oh.
She is. She's bisexual.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, this is turning out to be a very bisexual episode.
Yeah. Happy post-Pride month.
Yay!
Also, Drew Barrymore, bisexual.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that was easy.
Forget about
and
that.
Actually, I thought so was Cameron.
Oh, perhaps.
I
don't know.
I can't remember now, but I thought I remember hearing something about Cameron a long time ago. Yeah, so I'm excited about the Charlie's Angels. I think that would be the icing on top of my bi cake.
I mean, I feel like K-Stu has come so far from like where she was.
God, I know.
You know, Twilight.
I mean, Twilight literally is still my guilty pleasure.
Are you serious?
Have I never told you that before? I love. Okay, so
shut up.
Love. Okay, I don't know what it is, and I think it comes from my my origins of loving vampires and zombies from a time I can't even four, maybe five. Yeah, exactly. And so I always used to watch vampire shows. I got introduced to Twilight book.
Yes.
First.
Okay, book and movie are different.
Totally different. Back in high school, like maybe 10th grade. So literally like 15, 16 years now. I'm kind of aging myself. But as soon as I read that book, I saw the movie when it came out maybe a year or two later.
Yeah, I think so.
And I was Team Bella, like all the way. Do you remember when they would like people make shirts or like posters about like Team Jacob?
Wait, were you Team Jacob or were you Team...
No, I was Team Bella.
Oh!
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but I was Team Bella.
Team independent woman who don't need no
all
man.
All the time. Thank you very much. Yeah. So
oh my God.
I have been a fan of K-Stu since Twilight.
But really, you liked her in that?
It was more of a physical thing.
Okay.
Like I liked
the sickly pale.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
I guess I do.
I get it.
I guess definitely. I don't know. I don't know. I can't quite pin down. Now I can because she definitely has like the aesthetic.
Right.
But I don't know what it was back then. But
interesting. Robert
Pattinson.
Oh my God.
All the way.
Oh my God. I loved him. I hated the movie. I read the first book. And then I have this thing with series where I cannot finish a series if it's like a book or something because the second one always ruins the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm reading the first one. I loved it at the time. I was in high school. What can you do? Start reading the second one. And when they get into the conflict of like Jacob versus Edward, I was like, no, you're ruining it. And I never continued. I never picked it back up.
No.
Yeah. So
it's probably not a bad thing.
I mean, I don't think
I don't think you missed
worse
much.
off.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely not. Especially like now.
Yeah, it's kind of cringy.
Yeah.
In retrospect, thinking about how creepy his character is and everything, the time I'm a teenager, I'm like, it's so romantic. And now I'm just like, he was a stalker and he literally wanted to eat you.
I know. He wanted your blood.
Literally.
What the fuck, vampire?
Oh my God.
I know. It's crazy.
Okay, but were you Team Edward or were you Team Jacob? The hard-hitting facts.
I mean, if Team Jacob looked like Taylor Lautner, fuck yeah, I would be Team Jacob.
Really?
Oh, I love me some. But like, I'm also Native American, there's that like that side of me that's like, ooh, hey, what's up? Like, I think he needs to be a little bit taller because I think he's on the short side.
Pretty short.
Yeah, but like he's beautiful. The man is beautiful in a Native American like cheekboney kind of way.
Yeah, I can appreciate everything. It's just the nose is the only thing that gets me. Obviously, yeah. I mean, I think he's grown into it over the years. I think now is a totally different story than then. Yeah. But no, I couldn't.
He was so young then.
He was a baby.
He was like 16 years old. I mean, I think when they started, he was like 14. Yeah.
Jesus.
Do you remember when he went out with Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
And they were Taylor and
Taylor. And they were in that awful Valentine's Day movie.
Oh my God, that's right.
They were maximum cringe in that movie.
Oh my God. Speaking of Bradley Cooper, it's full circle here, people.
Just facts on facts on
Lady
facts.
Gaga, Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about that?
Okay, so I heard like the drama that basically everybody watched the movie and they saw their speech and they're in love, but he was with his like long-term girlfriend or whatever,
who's a model, who's gorgeous, who's
and
beautiful.
They have a kid together and they just split, and now everybody's like, Lady Gaga's a homewrecker. And like, come on.
No. Look, I am Lady Gaga 5 ever for my whole life, obviously. Not gonna lie, there's definitely been a few times. She is, okay, so did you ever see her documentary, 5'2"?
No, but I wanted to.
It's good.
Okay.
But it really does give you an insight into how artists, and especially her as an artist, thinks, how emotional artists can be. So, and I think you kind of get a little bit of hint of her crazy.
Okay.
And so then there was definitely a few times after watching that movie, having Once a Star Is Born come out, and then watching them interact in like interviews and stuff, that sometimes I would look at her and looking at him and be like, oh girl, like, yeah, like you, like admiration, this just like absolute love, and like it just felt one step above admiration.
I mean, it's Bradley Cooper. Would you react any differently?
I don't know. Bradley Cooper doesn't really do it for me, except in A Star Is Born.
He's just like such like a quintessential like
man.
Yeah, like society's ideal of
masculinity.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I totally get that, and I definitely get that in A Star Is Born. I get that in The Hangover.
Oh, yes.
I don't really get that
just
anywhere else. It's because his eyes are too close together.
Yes, you're right. Oh my God. You're right.
So for everybody out there, just FYI, Victoria has a thing for men with their eyes too close together. So
oh my God.
Anytime she says a man is attractive or the ultimate, go and look. Go and Google him. Are his eyes far apart? Are they close together?
They're probably too close together. I don't know why. It's just like not a conscious decision. It just doesn't like rule out being attractive to me, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And he's got a big nose, so that's my thing.
That's true. And he's tall.
Yes.
Why are we like this?
I don't know. Why? Why these specific things?
Also, I've never dated anybody that fits that type.
Huh.
Not a single one.
Oh, see, So I have...
It's like one of many,
like
but
5
never
things.
like the ideal tall, way too close eyes, large nose.
See, I have definitely had many partners who fit those ideals. So Victoria has her too close eyes thing. I have my big nose thing. And okay, so big nose, I also quite like short, on the shorter side men, but really tall men too. So like I've had quite a few partners who have been really tall with big noses or short. Not with a big nose though.
Interesting. You lose me at short, to be honest.
I know. And I don't mean short by like 5'3", my height. I mean short by like
a
shorter.
Male standard.
Yeah. So if we're talking about men, I've definitely had them, like 5'8", 5'9".
Right. Okay.
My husband is 5'9", 5. Yeah. So
We're
right
gonna
on
say
that.
5'10".
We'll say
Shout
6.
out.
Yeah. Sorry, baby. You're 6 foot tall.
In my eyes, you're 6'5".
You're 12. Men have definitely either been really tall, like 6'3", really big, or on the shorter end of the spectrum.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel like I guess I'm the same. If they're on the shorter side for a man, it doesn't matter to me because I'm 5'4". So to me, it's like as long as you're more than 2 inches taller than me, then it's like whatever.
Good to go.
Yeah, then we're green light.
G to G. Speaking of, did you ever watch that movie?
What movie?
The Bachelorette?
Yes.
Did you?
I did actually.
And?
Okay.
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
I liked it. No, I
okay.
liked it. That was my thinking noise.
Okay.
No, I liked it. I'm trying to remember what's her name. Lizzie.
Oh yeah, Kaplan.
I fucking love everything she's in.
Dude, same.
So good.
She's my spirit animal in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And what's his name? Adam Scott.
Adam Scott. Oh yeah. They're such a good pairing.
Yes.
So they do this together. They do Party Down together, which is amazing. If you guys haven't seen Party Down, is it on Hulu?
No,
Netflix.
it was okay. It's on and off of Netflix. Whatever you got to do to watch it, like we highly recommend it. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. It's got such a good cast. It's got the two of them. It's got Jane Lynch.
Yes.
It's got I can't remember his name, the tall dude. I'm really bad at names.
Me too.
But it's so funny, and I have so many jokes about it, and nobody understands because they haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's true. It definitely does not have a big enough following to justify, I think, a second season.
There were 2 seasons.
Not to justify a third season.
I think it deserved it.
It's so good. So good. I think I'm going to rewatch it soon because it's been quite a while since I've seen it.
What's it called? What is that show with Michael Cera and...
Arrested Development?
Yeah. If Arrested Development could come back from the dead, Party Down should.
Yeah, but Netflix did Arrested Development.
Yeah. Well, they should pick up Party Down.
So Lizzie also does another movie with Adam Scott called The Night Before. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it.
The Night Before is with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Seth Rogen.
Oh!
It's a Christmas, quote-unquote Christmas.
I wanted to see that.
Dude, so good.
Okay.
You have to add it to, your Christmas list of things. It's so good. I mean, Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are such a good couple anyways.
It's true.
And then Adam and Lizzie, freaking, what's her name, makes an appearance. Miley Cyrus.
What?
She makes an appearance. It's weird, but totally topical.
Huh.
That's a really good movie. Check that out if you want to see that.
I'm gonna add that to my list.
Oh, show.
Thanks for listening, guys. Please be sure to rate and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at @totallyRandom.
So that's all we have.
Yeah. So good day.
G'day, people.